Avengers, assemble. Welcome back to Sanders Presents. I'm Greg, and if you're enjoying the content we're producing, please consider following that link in the description below, patreon.com/Sanders Presents, to assemble with us on Patreon and sponsor the content we're producing by becoming an Avenger today. We have two tiers available, a $3 tier and a $5 tier. At that $5 tier, become an Avenger Premium member. Your name is added to our Avenger Memorial Hall of Fame along with these other lovely, wonderful sponsors. In addition to that, Avenger Premium members get regular monthly comic drops. Thank you all so much for your support. To all of my Avengers, thank you for your sponsorship. Thank you for covering this channel. I truly, really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. So, we're going to touch base here on a very brief topic because this is a bit of a shame, I have to say. So, Guardians of the Galaxy launch sales undershot expectations. It did not sell as well as Square Enix expected upon its launch last year. Of course, some clickbait, it's being noted as being a financial failure. Again, there's a lot of dialogue being thrown around this. There's a lot of talk about this being thrown around. Was the Guardians of the Galaxy fail because of the bad press surrounding Avengers since its launch in 2020? Did that play a role in it? Was that negativity just growing because of that, and therefore people weren't willing to give this a shot? What is the semblance around it? Now, I say all of that to say this out of full transparency. As of the recording of this video, I didn't play Guardians of the Galaxy. I still haven't played it. I don't own it. I didn't purchase it for various reasons. It's not exactly my cup of tea. I don't really care for like the MCU synergy Guardians of the Galaxy. The Guardians of the Galaxy that I read when I was a teenager were a vastly different team. Not like the same people, but they behaved completely differently. Like it wasn't like this. So it just really doesn't strike me. Like I'm not the target audience. I'm just fucking not. But despite the press, despite the gameplay, despite trying to push it out there and show it off as much as possible, and despite like the at least semi-positive reception, at the very least the people that I know who played it were very happy with it. And of course now it's on Xbox Game Pass and it's on the PC Game Pass. So maybe I will end up giving it a try, but I'm not driven to. I'm not driven by a desire to try to play the game. I'm just not. I'm not. It has nothing to do with a lack of multiplayer. It has nothing to do with multiplayer being removed and all that stuff, because again, we chronicled the history. We leaked Guardians of the Galaxy, for God's sake. I mean, so we've been talking about Guardians of the Galaxy since 2017. So I feel as if I'm very much aware of this game and what it's about. I just don't have a desire to play it, and I did not have a desire to spend $60 or any of the deluxe edition prices on the game. Your mileage may vary. Now that it's on Xbox Game Pass, maybe I give it a try. But that's my point. I don't have that desire to. So we can analyze it, and we can play devil's advocate, and we can look at it in multiple ways. It's going, like, unless you want to drive clickbait, it's impossible to say with 100% certainty that Guardians failed because of Avengers. You can speculate, you can analyze it and make an educated guess and deduction that it is possible that the negative press surrounding Avengers fed into people going, I'm not going to mess with that. I'm not going to mess with the Guardians game. It's very possible that could have happened. And in some cases, there might be evidence of that. There might be people commenting online going, well, I didn't want to try Guardians because of Avengers and all this. But then at the same time, those are random anonymous reports online between trolls. You don't know if these people even played Avengers to begin with. Like, it's so hard to gauge internet commentating because it's not real, right? Like that's why I believe so firmly in focus testing, and that's why I love the community that we've built here. Like, it's about being transparent, it's about being honest, but there's just so much on the internet where there's just no honesty and there is no transparency whatsoever. So you can't really focus test. You can't really gauge. You can't really get to know people and get to know, like, how they, how they felt about Avengers, how they feel about Guardians. Why did they play Avengers, and why didn't they play Guardians? Because and there, it's a massive, massive puzzle. It's a massive puzzle that doesn't have one-to-one direct answer outside of focus testing and market, any kind of marketing testing that goes in after the fact, or the surveys, or just to gauge the consumer, and to gauge the consumers, whether it's their lack of awareness, not knowing the game existed, which is up for debate, but like the game was advertised everywhere. So I feel like if you play video games, you saw this game being advertised, you can't really miss it. You couldn't miss it at the time. I mean, there was ads everywhere up in every GameStop I went into. So again, you can easily debate it, and that's what interests me. We know the clickbait that surrounds it. We know the clickbait that surrounds Avengers. We know the clickbait that surrounds anytime sales come up. You fucking know it as much as I do. Like, you talk about sales and people like just fucking go crazy. Like, wait, you're talking about sales? Because you have someone going, it sold so well, and you have someone going, it sold terribly. And the fact of the matter is the truth is somewhere in the middle, because Square Enix isn't willing to divulge exact sales figures. We only have a very brief idea of how it did sell, and everybody has apparently chosen to completely misinterpret the Square Enix's financial records from Avengers launch to now, and that's just to each their own, and all it really does is drive just even more clickbait. So there is absolutely multiple ways to look at this. There is. I'm interested, though, in how players of Avengers feel about Guardians of the Galaxy, whether or not you picked it up. Why do you believe Guardians of the Galaxy failed? Financially, of course. We can debate critically. We can debate reviews, all that kind of nonsense. I couldn't tell you for certain. The people I talk to are fond of it. I have no idea what Guardians of the Galaxy scored overall. I don't follow that. That's one of the things that you kind of become numb to when you work in the industry, are fucking reviews. You just end up not caring. You really, you just end up not caring. So I have no idea how it reviewed, but I know people who played it and who thoroughly enjoyed it. So to all Avenger players, did you play Guardians of the Galaxy? Did you not? Why didn't you play it? And again, we'll just go from there, and we'll see kind of the comments, and we'll gauge the interest in this topic to see about making a follow-up. But overall, more than that, thank you all so much for watching. And to my Avengers, thank you so much for your sponsorship and your support. If you're willing and able, please follow that link in the description below, patreon.com/SandersPresents, to become an Avenger today. And while you're down there, you can join our amazing Discord community. We have an invitation in the description below. And finally, you can order my debut novel, 89 Instrument of Destruction. It is available now through Amazon, and you can purchase it by following a link in the description below. Thank you for being a part of this conversation. If you've enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and share our content with your friends. It helps immensely with YouTube's analytics and algorithms. Above all else, and most importantly, stay safe, take care of others, and have a marvelous day. Bye, everyone.